Hi guys again. Second video today, but first one I was talking about my understanding of death and what it was. But now I want to talk about something else. Okay, uh, everybody heard of Krishnamurti and his teachings. So a lot of people having problem understanding what he meant in his teaching because he never used a method, and he never told people, or he never taught anything. He never taught anything and never used a method, and he always implies that you don't need to use a guru uh, and stuff like that, and it's true. But um, but he does have a method which people overlooked. He does emphasize this. So in one of his teachings, he's actually said that we as a people, as human beings, and with all our dramas, we are too preoccupied with a lot of things in our life. Such things can be whatever you're doing at the moment. Uh, some people just overwork lots of hours. Some people play video games all day long. Some people go to university and study. Some work hard and all that. So he said that we are too preoccupied with all this nonsense. So the question remains from Krishnamurti, if we follow him. So what should we do then? What, just stare at the wall all day and do nothing? Or, I mean, what can you do? I mean, what should you do? Well, the simplest answer that I can actually explain this. I mean, it's hard to explain it. It's attempting. It's really difficult. But the only answer that actually that does feel right to me, and listening to his teachings, why I think he's actually my guru, even though I never met him. He died a long time ago when I was still a child. Uh, and some of the stuff he taught before I was born, even in 70s. I was born in 78, and in 80s. Yeah, I mean, I could never ever met him, but I think he opened up a door, like he opens up a door for you, and in this door you see um, you see what he meant. I think that's the way to explain it. Like, when he talks about things, it actually makes sense. For those who think too much, it doesn't make sense. They get confused even more. People don't understand. But people who, for those who makes sense, whatever he says, it makes sense. But so he said he never used a method. But he said we are too preoccupied with doing all the nonsense, and he's right. But then you ask yourself a question. Oh, okay, I'm too preoccupied with a lot of things. So what should I do? Well, I recommend minimizing things, like doing things like do not overwork, do not do too much of of this nonsense, what he called the nonsense, like everyday life for every people, because we're so preoccupied. Well, once we finish job, we come home, we watch a movie, we drink beer, we go to sleep, we wake up, we go to work, and I mean, and then your whole life just like that. It's just a cycle, like a samsara, you know. So he said, do not be too preoccupied. So you need to balance it out, really. Like, that's the best way. Always take the middle way, as a Buddha taught. Take the middle way. But there's also another way. There's also a Zen way, in a sense. You do things without doing them. So it's like you do things, but without doing them. So you're not you're preoccupied. You're doing something, but you keep an. It's like in what do you call it? Samurais used to fight with an empty mind. So that's what you're saying. Like that's what I see. You do things, but you do it without being preoccupied in it. So it doesn't affect your. So your mind is clear all the time. So you actually whatever you're doing, you just do it. You don't you don't get too much involved in this. This is the best way I can explain it. So yeah, so basically, well, Krishnamurti was right. He was saying that we too are preoccupied. Well, things because we too get once we doing a job, whatever it might be, we're too involved in it. Especially thinking jobs. It's crazy. You go crazy. People just think all day, and at the end of the day, they can't think anymore. But uh, if you do a job like a handyman, like a chef, who chops all day and prepares soup or something, uh, it's a good job in the sense that you're not too preoccupied with thinking. So you see what I mean? Like physical jobs. I'm not talking about removalists. It all depends on the job, but there's a jobs that involves handy work and like a plumber or whatever. They're not too preoccupied with thinking. So that's what you want to do is avoid those kind of jobs that actually make you think a lot. Like I was playing chess before once. I watched it like I was 1700 rated in chess, so it's like a second to first degree player before grandmaster level, before candidates, then grandmasters and etc. And I realized that yeah, playing chess and all of a sudden my mind going like berserk, start going nuts again, like going crazy about things, start replaying shit in my head, and I since then I stopped because I realized I was too preoccupied with playing chess, too much thinking. So yeah, Krishnamurti was right. Yeah, if we're too preoccupied, our mind gonna go crazy. It's gonna go like in circle berserk and create thoughts and create all things. So what we're gonna do is minimize that. So we want to think less, so, or until thinking completely dissolves, and then the door opens up for you, and you can walk through that door. So what we want to do is minimize thinking. What you want to do is don't get too involved in things when you do it. Try to do it with an empty mind. Just observe it. Like if you watch YouTube, watch a movie, don't get too involved. Like people get involved, they cry and like, oh my god, she died. Oh my god, and that's not even in reality. Movie is just a movie. And people get too preoccupied with it. That's the problem. Too much. You get too involved. Don't get too involved in things. If you do something, just do it. As simple as I can say. That's why Nike stole that just do it from the Zen Buddhists. So when you sit in Zen Buddhism, you just sit, nothing else. So that's it. I guess I'll leave it at that and I'll post a video on YouTube. Thanks for watching and take care.